Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, February the 7th. We are looking at the NBA Prizepicks plays for today. We have a pretty decent-sized NBA slate. There's a couple props that look a little interesting right now. Maybe they seem a little higher than they should be, so we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it with the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Pretty, not the best day yesterday. 2 and 3 on the props. Both of the Warriors props came through. They ended up blowing out the Thunder. SGA didn't have it. Giddey, he had a good all-around game, but he fell short with his PRA. And DeRozan also scored pretty decently, but just didn't give you that many. Only had one rebound and a few assists, so he also missed. Move on to today. Have a few more props to look at, so let's get into it. First prop we are looking at today is going to be a rebound and points prop, and we are taking the under. And I'm taking the under on LeBron James. His number is at 41.5 on Prizepicks. If you go back just last game, I mean, his points was like maybe 27.5, maybe 28.5. His rebounds was at 7, so those were like easy numbers, especially the rebounds hit the over. Today, his rebounds is at 9. His points is all the way up to 32.5. I know he's 36 points away from being the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, and he probably wants to get that done at home. But they do play another home game right after this one against the Bucks. So whether he gets it done today or the next game is not going to make too much of a difference. It's still going to be in front of a Lakers crowd. And Anthony Davis is probable, so unless they know something that we don't, unless the injury report is lying to us, if Davis is a full go, if Westbrook's a go, which both of those guys are probable, unless something happens today and they make a trade. Maybe Westbrook gets moved or something like that. But Westbrook's not even on the injury report, and Anthony Davis is listed as probable. So it's a little interesting why LeBron's props are a lot higher than they were, going back every single game since Davis has been back. So I'm taking the under. We'll see. The second prop that we are looking at is taking an over assist prop, and this one is going to be on Anthony Edwards. His number's at 5 assists. He's been a little quieter with the scoring lately. His shooting last couple of games been down a bit, not making as many threes. Gets the same exact matchup against the Nuggets. Last game, they only played about 30 minutes instead of their usual like 37 to 40 for Edwards, and same thing with Russell. He played like 29 minutes. They should get their full minutes, even in seeing 7 to 10 less minutes. He still gave you 3 assists, so maybe he could have hit this, or at least given a push last game against the Nuggets. Before that game where he missed, he had 7 straight games of at least 5 assists, so it seems pretty likely of a push here. If you look also at his past 10 games, go back 5 more games before this, he's hit at least 5 assists in 8 of the last 10 games, and without Cat, there's just more usage he's been soaking up over the last few months. And Russell's been taking more shots and he's been doing better. But Edwards should still be able to contribute with the assist and rebounds. If they do post a combined rebounds and assist line, I do like the over, assuming it's at 11.5, because he's also been good with the rebounds this year, especially as of late. But the assist looks good. With the Nuggets also, they rested most of their starters last game. Murray didn't play, and same thing with Jokic. For our third prop, speaking of Jokic, I'm taking his over points, rebounds, and assist. It is at 47.5. Jamal Murray's been scoring pretty high recently, had a bunch of games over 30. Jokic still giving you triple doubles on the regular, still giving you big games with rebounds and assists. The minutes are 38 in close games, 36 to 38. The matchup here is a good one against Gobert in Minnesota, assuming Gobert plays. Gobert is not going to be able to keep up with Jokic on the outside. Jokic had some big games against Rudy Gobert last year and in his career. So if you look at 3 games this year against the Jazz, that doesn't really count. But look at the games against Gobert last year and the years before. As a member of the Nuggets, 25, 15, 14, 26, 21, and 11, and 2 huge games in January last year. Had a bunch of games scoring in the mid-20s, had some games scoring in the 30s. Game with a 47-point game. And if you look at the games against the Nuggets or against the Timberwolves for Jokic, this year He faced recently a couple times, 31, 11, and 13. So that's a big triple-double, and he missed it by a couple in this game, 24, 7, and 9, where he played 33 minutes and 31 minutes. So you saw, and if the game was closer, he would have played at least 5, if not like 7 minutes more in this game at least. So I like Jokic today. Expected triple-double. It's like plus 100 on sportsbooks. That's pretty crazy when you get triple-double odds that low. So that is our third prop. For our fourth prop, we are going with a rebounds one. And I am taking the over rebounds on Franz Wagner. He's going up against the Knicks. It's at 4 rebounds, which seems very low. He's hit this at least has 4 rebounds in his last 4 games. Now he's played the Knicks 4 times going back over the last couple of years, and he's had at least 4 rebounds in all of them. He's had at least 6 rebounds in 3 of the 4 games. Maybe you could take his under points, but the rebounds should be there against a bigger Knicks team. They're going to need Wagner to kind of help out Carter and get those rebounds. So seems very likely of at least a push, if not a clear over for Wagner's rebounds. On sportsbooks, this number is at 4.5. For our next prop, we're going with another Minnesota Timberwolves. This guy's been doing it all recently, and that's D'Angelo Russell. He's been giving you, maybe the rebounds aren't always there, but the points and assists have been there. Last game against the Nuggets, he gave you 29 PRA. In that game, he played only 29 minutes, just with the game not being super close near the end, and them not even needing to play their starters. One of them having those starters out there in the fourth quarter for no reason. So he played 29 minutes, gave you 18, 10, double-double. Game before that, he had 10 rebounds against the Magic. So he's kind of been a little all over the place with the rebounds and assists. The assists have been definitely more consistent than the rebounds. And the scoring, he's been chipping in with some good scoring. He's had at least 18 points in like 9 of his last 10 games. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9 of his last 10 games, he's had at least 18 points scored. He's had at least, he's averaging well over 5 assists during that span, giving you a handful of rebounds at times. Sometimes he'll just give you 1 rebound, but overall 28.5 in what should be a spot where Russell and Edwards continue to just kind of do whatever they can to keep the games close, at least until Cat comes back, which we'll see maybe sometime after the All-Star break. He still said he's out indefinitely, but it's been a while for Cat. I think he should be returning maybe next month. That is the fourth prop that we have, or the fifth prop is taking Russell over PRA at 28.5. And the final prop, we're going with Trey Young. And this prop is taking his assists. You could take his points and assists if you wanted to, but I like the assists at 9.5. Anytime you can get Young at below 10, you're going to be looking his way, at least in a favorable matchup against the Pelicans. Should be pretty high scoring. If you look at his games against the Pelicans, it's been a lot of good assist games, and he's had a lot of high scoring games there as well, so I don't mind if you wanted to take the points and assists combined, but he's averaging 10.2 in the 6 games against them. He's had at least 10 assists in 5 of the 6 games. He scored out also 30 points in 4 out of the 6 games too. Especially 4 out of the last 5, he scored at least 30. So definitely the points and assists look good. Just the assists themselves look good. Those would be the 2 that I'm looking at for Trey Young. But that's about it for the video. Those are the 6 props I like today so far. Under on LeBron's points and rebounds just seems high. Unless they make a trade and they're a little shorthanded today. But last game this number wasn't even close to what it is, and it was better matchup. Even though this is a good matchup against the Thunder, but the last game was even a better matchup against the Pelicans. Edwards over 5 assists. Jokic over 47.5 points, rebounds, assists. Wagner over 4 rebounds. Russell over 28.5 PRA, and Young over 9.5 assists. Thanks for watching. Best of luck today, and I'll catch you all next time.